And mental health is something that we don't talk about enough. In the black community, well, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why?
But once you get a control and an understanding of who you are, no one can use you against you. No one can ever use your mental illness against you. You've already spoke about it, so what you got?
The biggest point in life to resolve mental health is like giving a fuck about a person.
Where did you get the courage? I got the courage. The 2 words. I care.
It's Chill Will Radio, where connections will be made, advice will be given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all. Yo, what's the deal? It is Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock. It is the first time I am here at the studio this early in the morning, but oh well. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chill With Radio on Tuesdays. Tuesdays morning, man. Ain't no more Sunday. Ain't no more Didier coming in here with his luggage in the morning. After work at 6 p.m. because he got to be at work these days. He got to be at work Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, R.I.P. to Didier, man. No more talking shit before the show. No more of our shit talking sessions. No more none of that. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird. I'm in here by myself. Typically, I'm in here with about 2 to 3 people. I got Didier, or I got my girl, or I got Tia, or I got some other guest in here. But I'm about to be in here holding down solo, dolo, Tuesdays, Thursdays, man. We got the mornings. We got the mornings to ourselves. Me and Keith, we gonna hold it down on the Good News Radio, man. I hope everyone is doing good this morning. I hope everyone doing well. Wake up, wash your teeth, wash your face, brush your teeth, wash your ass, do whatever you gotta do, man. I hope everyone is doing swell this morning. Let's go ahead and have a dope morning. Keith held it down yesterday. Today I got it today, right? I hope the start of everybody's week yesterday was good. I hope everybody started it off on a good note. But if you do not start it off on a good note, if you did not start it off where you wanted to be, if you went to work and your coworker got on your nerves and pissed you off, or your coworker talked too much and she just wouldn't shut her mouth, you couldn't get your work done, your supervisor was up your ass for no reason, you probably got written up, you probably got fired. Whatever it is, man, if your Monday was not cool, it's all good. That's the good thing about waking up every morning. Every morning is a brand new day. Every morning you have another day to start over. Every morning you have another day to reset. Every morning you have another day to reset. And it's important that you look at it that way, because you don't want to carry on and you don't want to take on the things that happened yesterday into the new day. We do not want to do that. Every minute, things are going to change every minute, every hour, every second. Wake up every morning and realize yesterday was yesterday. I fucked up. I may have done something bad yesterday, but hey, let me make it happen today. Right? Let me make it happen today. And today, this morning, one of the things I want y'all to think about is where y'all putting y'all energy at. That's one of the things I'm going to ask y'all every time I'm on this mic. Where are you putting your energy at? What are you putting your energy towards? It's important that we be intentional about that, right? It's important that we make sure that we specify it. We make sure it's something specific. We don't want to just be general and just be like, yo, I'm finna put my energy towards having a good day. Because there's a lot of things that's going to go on during that day. It could be traffic. It could be irritating people. You could possibly get pulled over, and now you got a ticket that you got to pay. It could be somebody at work. It could be your family. It could be your girlfriend or boyfriend that's going to be there getting on your nerves. It's a bunch of things that can throw off your day. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to but to make it so general, make it so broad. We want to narrow it down. Where are you putting your energy at? What are you putting your energy towards? So one of the things I want you to be mindful of today, one of the things I want you to make sure you focus on putting your energy towards is your patience. Put energy towards your patience. Not the patients at the hospital that I work with, but your patience. For today, put your energy towards your patience. That's beyond important. That's going to save us headaches. That's going to save us anger. That's going to save us anxiety. That's going to save us from popping off on somebody and beating somebody up. right? Put your energy towards your patients. A lot of us don't have patience for nothing. There are certain things within our life that we just don't have patience for, right? I don't have patience for bullshit. I don't have patience for people who question me a lot. I get anxious when people question me. I don't have patience for that. So if you understand what you don't have patience to, if you're feeling froggy, if you feel like you want to challenge yourself, okay, cool. Put your patience towards that. I'm finna work on taking in a little bit bullshit. But I wouldn't recommend that, right? Because if you don't have patience towards something, such as bullshit, such as liars, such as disrespectful people, such as lazy folks, or whatever it is, those are your standards. Those are your principles. Don't go back on the things that you do not have patience for. However, there are always going to be people within our life that is going to test your patience. There are always going to be things within our life that will test your patience. Always. Be mindful of that. Because they're going to come every direction. They're going to come every way. And the second that you think is good, the second that you think everything is going straight, that's when life going to come up and knock you upside the head like, nah, homie, you thought it was going to be straight. So put your energy towards your patience. Put your energy towards just breathing, right? Because breathing is going to assist you with your patience. Taking a second to breathe, taking a second to respond to this actual circumstances versus reacting. There's a difference between the two. When we just react, we just go. We're not thinking about the consequences. We're not thinking about what could possibly happen afterwards. We're not thinking about how this could affect me. We're not thinking about what other ways we could have done and do it. We just pop off. That 0 to 100 mentality. Some people think that's good, and in certain situations, you need that. You need to go from 0 to 100 sometimes to protect yourself. But all the times, like, nah, you need to dial it down, homie. You need to go from 0 to 5 to 10 to 20 to 30. Gradually work your way up. Because you don't have the ability to react to everything. Sometimes we got to take a second to respond. If we're responding a whole lot more to things, if we're taking a second and breathing and looking at things before we're automatically going, that's how we understand our patience is improving. That's how we understand our patience is improving. That's how we understand, we are actually getting better at this thing called having patience. Because we have to work at that, right? Sometimes you just might need to take a breath. Take a breath. Take a quick little woosah, quick little 10 seconds breath. 3 in, 3 out. 5 in, 5 out. However it is, in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through one nostril, out through the other nostril. However you choose to do it, sometimes you just need that breath. So when you come across situations in which your patience is being tested, breathe before you go. Breathe before you respond. Because that breath feels so good, but it also gives you the right amount of time that you need to respond effectively. We're not trying to respond. We're not trying to react towards things, right? We're trying to live our life in a way in which we're not having any big problems, because problems are going to occur. We're not trying to live a problem-free life, but we're trying to make sure that the problems do occur. When they do occur, we have enough patience to deal with them. We have enough tolerance to deal with them. We are able to sit back and watch them work, see what they do, so you don't just get up and jump. A lot of people who just get up and jump at situations, sometimes they're scared. Sometimes they're scared of how things may play, so they're just going to react because they don't want things to go a different way. Take a second and just breathe. Take a second and just be mindful of that, right? Take a second. I work in a psych hospital, and if you don't have patience when you're dealing with psychotic people, when you're dealing with people that are cursing you out for no reason, as soon as you walk on the wood, as soon as you walk on the unit, hey, fuck you. As soon as you walk on the unit, you're getting flashed with titties. As soon as you walk on the unit, it's something going on. Or it could be with kids. Adolescents, they gonna test you. Especially in a psych hospital. For some odd reason, they think they big, bad, and bold, so they gonna test you in that hospital. You got a 14, 15, 16-year-old coming at you, disrespecting you. because they understand that you can't punch them in the face. You don't want to do that, right? So I have to have patience when it comes to those situations. Just like I stated earlier, you are going to have people that are going to test you. Work on having patience for today. So the one thing, when it comes to where you're putting your energy at, where are you putting your energy towards today? Put your energy towards having patience. Put your energy towards working on your patience. So that way, you're not out here popping off on everybody. That way, you're able to respond without reacting. That way, you're able to take your time. That way, you're able to breathe and come up with a response that is more effective, that is more efficient, and that is better for you on the other end, because that's what you need. Right? So one of the things I want to make sure I speak about today, right, is having a thick skin. We all know people who have thick skin. We all know people who are strong. We all know people who are resilient. We all know people who persevere through all of the bullshit that they go through within their life. We know those folks. However, just because you done been through things, just because you have an experience in the past, just because you done been through some heartaches or you done been through some trauma and you made it out the mud, that does not necessarily mean that you have thick skin. You might just really have a thick wall, right? You might just really have a thick wall. And it's important that you look at it that way. It's important that you ask yourself certain questions, right? Am I emotionally unavailable? That's not because you have thick skin. That's not because you're strong. Like, nah. It's because you got a thick wall. And a lot of the times, a lot of people, we mistake our thick wall for having a thick skin, because the wall is there to do the same thing that a thick skin is going to be doing. Your thick skin is there in order to protect you, right? Your thick skin is there in order to help you out when you come across challenging situations, when you come across things that can possibly rub you the wrong way. And that's the same with the wall. See, the wall is there to protect you. The wall is there to assist you with not getting hurt. The wall is there to make sure that, like, hey, you're operating at your best and your fullest capacity. That's what the wall is there for. But they both are birthed in two different situations. The root of it could be the problems that you've been through in life. The root of it could be the things that you've been through. Could be the challenges that you had in your upbringing, you being broke, you having a broken heart because your girl done cheated on you, you having family issues, you being abused as a teenager and as a child, you not having no family, you not knowing your family, you growing up in a single parent household, no mother is there or no father is there, your family is full of shit, you've been homeless your whole life, you've been raped, you've been abused, you done self-harm, you got cuts on your arm, you don't have history of suicides, have history of having delusions or hallucinations, whatever it is, whatever problem that you have been through within your life, that can give you thick skin, but it can also give you a thick wall. The thing is, that thick wall is going to be there out of hurt. That thick wall is going to be there out of pain. That thick wall is going to be there because you haven't taken the measures that you needed to take in order to help you get through that particular situation. See, that thick wall is there because you're still holding on to the things from the past. That thick wall is there because you can't let anything go. So you build up these blocks. You build up this concrete fence with all of these guard dogs and barbed wire that you could get electrocuted, and then you got a brick concrete wall right behind everything. And then you got snipers on top of the roof ready for the action if any BS try to come through. That's what that wall is there, right? It's there to protect you, but it's there to protect you out of the pain that you've been through. It's there to try to make sure you don't go through this pain again. However, that pain that you've been through, you're still holding on to it. So what is that wall doing? That wall is also keeping you trapped. That wall is also keeping you trapped in the bullshit that you've been through. That wall is also keeping you mixed up in the nonsense that you shouldn't be mixed up in. That's what that thick wall is doing. It's important that we understand that. Having a wall is not good all the time. I know sometimes we go through situations and we think having a wall is cool. Hell no. It's going to cause you to be trapped. It's going to cause you to hold on to people. It's going to cause you to hold on to dead weight. It's going to cause you to use people as a means to an end It's going to cause you to be selfish in a very disrespectful manner. It's going to cause you to hurt people because hurt people, right? That's what that thick wall is going to do. But if you have that thick skin, see, that thick skin is going to be born from the BS that you done been through as a kid or as an adolescent or as an adult, whatever you've been in your life. That thick skin is going to be there to assist you. However, that thick skin is there because you took the time to work on yourself. That thick skin is there because you took the time to work on yourself. You took the time to go through those emotions. You took the time to make an amends with certain people. You took the time to actually sit back and acknowledge these emotions that come. Acknowledge these emotions that are a part of the BS that you've been through. You've taken that time. And it's important that we take that time to sit with the BS that we go through in our life. So if we get in the habit of avoiding it, then that's when that wall is going to start to be built, right? A wall is built brick by brick, layer by layer. And each second, each moment you choose to go ahead and back off and step away from the BS that you've been through in your life, that's creating that taller wall. That wall is going to get taller. That wall is going to get thicker every time we try to avoid it. So whatever BS you got going on in your life, whatever problem you have going on in your life, you have to make sure you acknowledge it. You have to make sure you face it. Because anything that we hold, any problem that we try to keep inside, any issue that we try to keep to ourselves, it's not going to do anything but blow up. It's like compound interest, right? It's like compound interest. In the beginning, it's not that big of a deal. In the beginning, it's not that large. But over time, boy, that thing gonna blow up right in your face. Over time, that thing gonna be humongous. Same with those issues. Same with those emotions that you trying to avoid. Over time, that shit gonna take off. For real. That shit gonna take off. And because you're in that wall, because you've built up that thick wall, you're gonna either take it out on yourself, or you're going to take it out on someone that you love. You're going to take it out on someone next to you. So which is why it's important to not think just because you may be a little tough, or just because you think you got your emotions in check, or just because you think that you don't take anything personally, that you have thick skin. Like, nah, you just got a thick ass wall, homie. A lot of the times we have to look at how much we run away from confrontation. Do you actually run away from confrontation? See, those individuals with thick skin, they're not. That confrontation may be their problems. That confrontation may be something that they've went through with, one of their family members, or their boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or their friend, whatever it is. They don't run away from that. They're going to handle it within a respectful manner, obviously. They're not going to sit there and press that person like, yo, what's the deal? But they're going to handle it. They're going to handle that. They're going to handle the emotions that come with that actual situation. Whatever confrontation meets them in their face, they're going to take care of it. Because the problem in their life has shown them that if you do not take care of your problems when you need to at that moment, they're going to blow up in other areas within your life. So they're going to take the steps that they need to effectively face that confrontation. You people with thick walls, you're not facing your confrontations. You are not doing what you got to do on your end to effectively face those things. What you're doing is you're running away from all of the BS. You're running away. And the way you run away is by hurting people. The way you run away is by lying. The way you run away is by being emotionally unavailable and just saying, I'm cool. Like, I have an issue with that, right? Not because, probably because I run away from how I feel and emotions every now and then. Because I don't know how to truly connect. And obviously, I'm working on that, but a lot of us do. A lot of us don't know how to truly connect to those feelings. A lot of us don't know how to truly connect to those things that we need to connect to. So it's easy to say, I'm good. It's easy to say, I'm chilling. It's easy to say, like, yo, I'm straight. I'm just here. Ain't nothing going on. We just cooling. It's easy to say that. And then when BS comes around, we don't effectively face it. We either jump off the radar and just go ham and get super aggressive and just try to fight. Because when you're just fighting, you're also avoiding the situation by not sitting there having those tough conversations. When someone sits there and those people who just argue with you, go back and forth and cut you off and yell, that's a defense mechanism for them. So they don't have to face the BS that they need to face. So they don't have that conversation that they lack confidence in. Right? So if you have an issue, we're running away from confrontation. Look at the things that you try to shy away from. If you shy away from a lot of things, then hey, you may have a thick wall, or you may have a wall. It may not be too thick, but it may be a wall. But if you're facing those conversations, cool. You've been able to use the things that you've had in your life to show you why it's important to face these things, right? Also, we look at those people who don't take things personally as someone who has thick skin. Like, yeah, someone who has thick skin, we don't take things personally. We understand, like, hey, that other person got that BS going on, right? In the psych hospital, I don't take things personally when white people call me a nigger. I don't. When white people throw racial slurs in the psych hospital, I don't take it personally, right? When them little kids in the hospital disrespect me and call me a bitch and try to swing, well, the adolescents don't, but the little 7, 8-year-olds, they be trying to swing, you know, that's a little funny, but when those little kids be trying to swing on me, I don't take it personally. When I'm getting yelled at and cursed out by someone who is my age, by someone who I know, if we are outside of this hospital in any other situation, I will fuck you up. By someone directly within that situation, I don't take it personally. Because I understand that that person is not in the right mindset, that person is not in the right headspace, that there is something else going on that is causing that person to behave a certain way. But if you take a lot of things personally, if you always think someone is out to attack you, look at this wall that you have up, right? Because when you have the wall, as I mentioned earlier, you're not able to get out. You're trapped. So you're behaving as an adolescent. You're behaving as a child. You're behaving in a manner in which that's not effective. Look at that thick wall that you got going on. Or if you want another way to assess it, look at how much you have grown. Look at how much you have grown. If you're trying to assess if you have a thick wall or if you have thick skin, look at how much you have grown. Because someone who has thick skin, they get stronger, right? Just like anything else. You have calluses on your hand because you're lifting weights, because your hands are constantly bruised. And when your hands are constantly bruised, they're going to build calluses on top of each other so you can protect yourself. So that way your hands could become stronger. The way your muscles is going to grow is by constantly damaging them over and over, so they are going to grow, right? So just as everything that you've been through in your life, as long as you take the time to look at those situations for what that is, be accepting of the emotions that come with it, be knowledgeable of the emotions that come with it, and be honest with everything that comes with it, you're going to grow. Your thick skin is going to allow you to grow. But if you 30, 40, 50 years old, acting like a 15-year-old. You're acting like you're 20 years old, but you're 60 years old. You're 25, but acting like you're 10 years old, throwing little fits. Throwing little temper tantrums. You're throwing little bitch fit just because someone didn't do things your specific way. Oh, you haven't grown at all, homie. And you haven't grown not because you think that you have a thick skin. You haven't grown because you're trapped within that thick ass wall that you built up, homie. That's what it is, right? A lot of us have to understand that the thing that is causing you to not grow is because you have built this prison within your life. You are not allowing anybody to come your way at all. It's not happening. Not happening at all, right? So look at how much you have grown if you're trying to assess whether you have a thick skin or a thick wall. Because like I said, that wall is a prison. That wall is a trap. Especially if you are 50 years old and you've been maintaining this wall for the past 10, 20, 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years. Oh, that wall damn near impenetrable at this point. And that's when it comes, that's a lot of the psych patients in the hospital, right? They've been maintaining this wall and this pain for 20, 30 years. So they're 60 years old, behaving as if they are 10 years old. They are 60 years old, behaving as if they are 15, behaving as if they are 12 and 8 and 9. They are looking like little and behaving like little ass kids. because they've been trapped within that wall. Grow with the experiences that you go through within your life. Allow your experiences, allow the things that you go through to assist you with your progression, to assist you with how much you are able to grow. Because if you don't go through shit, if you don't put yourself in positions to where you're uncomfortable, if you don't put yourself in positions to where you get a little bit of anxiety, you're not going to grow. You're avoiding things. And that's what people with walls do. As I stated earlier, they run away from confrontation. You're avoiding things if you're not allowing yourself to grow in many areas. If you're not putting yourself in situations to where that mental callus can get stronger, that physical callus can get stronger, that emotional callus can get stronger. And that's what you have to do, right? So, just because you've been through a lot of bullshit in your life, just because you've been through a lot of pain, just because you have issues, just because you have a traumatic life and you have a traumatic history and all of those things, that don't make you a tough guy. That don't mean that you just super perseverance, super resilient. Because there's a lot of people who go through things that aren't resilient. We need to stop giving that resiliency tag to everybody. Because some people, they use that resiliency tag as a cover-up for their thick-ass wall. And that's a conversation that you have to have with yourself. Just because you've been through BS, that don't mean you have a thick skin. You really might just have a thick-ass wall, right? So, as always, before we end the show, I want to make sure I give y'all something specifically, self-care piece, right? I've been doing this consistently on the shows on Sundays, and I want to make sure that I continue this while I'm here, right? So the one thing that I make sure I do every single week, right? Because I do my best to make sure I eat as good as I possibly could. Do my best to make sure I eat as good as I possibly could. Give yourself a reward at the end of the week. Period. Every week, give yourself a reward at the end of the week. Reward yourself with something. I don't care. Anything. It could be food. You could have a day where you just eating a bunch of bullshit. I have a bunch of vegan spots that I go to on a weekly basis, and I tear that shit up. If you want some hookups for some vegan junk food, hey, I got you. I'm probably the vegan junk food king. But do what you want. Give yourself a reward at the end of the day. Reward yourself for the BS that you've gone through within that week, right? Reward yourself today. Earlier in the show, I said make sure you put your energy towards the patience. Work on that. Put your energy towards your patience today. And you are going to have people that are going to test you. But if you were able to withstand that, cool. Reward yourself at the end of the day. I spoke about today about having a thick skin or having a thick wall. If you took that time out to really look at yourself and ask yourself, hey, do I have a thick wall? And look at certain emotions that you try to hide. Look at how you run away from things. Look at how have you grown, or look at if you take things personally or not. Reward yourself at the end of the day. You know, give yourself that reward. Give yourself something to look forward to. Because a lot of people, we give ourselves rewards and we haven't done shit. A lot of people, we're living life as if we deserve the type of life that we are living. You out here partying nonstop all the time. You out here giving yourself all of these things, but you haven't done nothing to deserve them. Give yourself something to make you proud of, right? Reward yourself at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, whatever it is, all right? So as I wrap up, I want all y'all to understand, make sure today you are putting your energy towards your patience. Also understand, just because you done been through bullshit in your life, that don't mean you have thick skin. You probably got a thick-ass wall, homie. Assess that. Look at that. Ask yourself certain questions and see where you at, homie. And always reward yourself at the end of the day, period. Because we live a hard life out here in these streets. It gets tough out here, especially with all this BS going on and everything. It's tough out here in these streets. Reward yourself at the end of the day, at the end of the month, or whatever it is. Make it a regimen. Make it something that you pay attention to. Make it something that you make a commitment. Be mindful of it. Don't sell yourself short, homie. Because you deserve as best as you possibly could get, but only you understand that. All right? So as always, man, understand. Ain't no wealth without your mental health, y'all. So please stay blessed and take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.